Hey, it's Lance McGowan here, and today's video is going to give you a sneak peek on the supplements that my mentor Candace recommends as a part of a 30-day detox program. To watch the free full version, feel free to leave a comment below or email me.
Thank you so much, Malie, for having me. Thank you, Melissa, for allowing us into your space. This is a beautiful space that can accommodate all of us. We're overflowing here.
Thank you for allowing me into your life. That was a journey.
It's my pleasure. And thank you, Marianne. That was really, I had my blood sample taken earlier. Very insightful for me. And it was really cool to see because there are things that I know, she pointed something out where it was like, oh, well, I know I have hormonal imbalance and she's showing me. I didn't tell her that, and she's showing me here, and she's kind of whispering it. It was like she's trying to be private about it, and she's like, "It seems like you might have a little hormonal thing," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I have. Trust me, I know." But it was really cool to see it in my cells on a cellular level. It's so amazing what our bodies do and what they reveal to us if we know what we're looking for, and it's going to help us. Knowledge is power, right? So I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to see my own blood and to have your interpretation given to me so that I know how to better focus on my body's needs. So I highly recommend, even just because it's cool, even if you don't do anything with the information, it is cool to see this stuff on slides. So with that, I am going to go ahead and move into our topic for the night, right? It's January. Everyone's on that New Year, New You kick, right? Everyone's looking for the cleanse and the restore part. A lot of times we think about the cleanse, but don't necessarily talk about the restore as well. And I wanted to just talk about for a minute, actually, before I start talking, before I forget, we're actually going to be running a demo. And so I want to start this demonstration early so it has time to take place. But what Malie has brought here is some oatmeal. And so this is the same oatmeal in both the bowls. You can see it's really thick, so thick that the spoons are standing up in it, right? And so what we're going to do is one of the products that we're going to be talking about tonight is Terrazyme. And what Terrazyme is, it's simply a digestive enzyme that helps to break down food so that we can absorb it better and so that we can pass it more easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave one of them alone, and Malie is going to mix one of the Terrazyme pills into the second bowl so that we can see by the end of the class exactly what this is doing for our body. I've done this before. Really cool. Did you break it in there?
Not yet, so I just want to show everyone. So this is actually steel cut oat, so it's very, very thick, as you can see. So it came from the same, they're all both the same, very thick. So I'm going to take one of the capsules of the Terrazymes, and I can just break it up or open it, and I'm going to put it in just one of them. And of course, we can just swallow the capsule. We don't have to break it up when we take it ourselves, which we should take before we eat. So with the one that I put the Terrazymes, I'm just going to give it a little stir here and get it stirred in good. And then let it sit for, we'll let it sit for a minute. And then the other one, we'll just leave it. Mm-hmm. So pretend like we're just eating this one without an enzyme and this one with.
I'm curious to see how long before the spoon falls. How long before it falls over for us. So I'm going to talk more about the Terrazyme, but I want to get this experiment started so that it has time to break down a little bit and show us exactly what it's doing for our system. So this is one of the products that I use on a daily basis, and with it, Marianne tells me I need to use more because I have been in the habit of, I take my morning round of my vitamins. That didn't take long at all.
Talking to you.
Wow. Uh-oh. My alarm is going off. I'm so sorry, guys. I have a dinner bell. because I try not to eat after 8 p.m. So around 7:10, I have a dinner bell because I'm the kind of person that doesn't think about food until I'm starving and I'm ready to eat your face off. So I actually have a dinner bell to remind me you have less than an hour to get your stuff together and get some healthy food into your body. So I ate already before this class, and there's some delicious food here too. But what are some of the reasons that you guys think? And I'm asking this question, anyone who wants to raise their hand or shout it out, I'm pretty freeform. What are some reasons that you think would be a good idea to cleanse and detox your body? It's an idea.
I can just share.
Yeah, sure.
I am detoxing right now, right? I'm doing detoxes at least few times a year because I'm a survivor, right? And I say that with a great, not to underestimate that, because to survive a candida is the same like somebody survives cancer, because I was miserable for 15 years, right? And now I have to, because my body is still very prone to, so I have to do this at least few times a year to keep my under control for it not to start growing again. Plus everything else, that gives me the reason not to have so much coffee, not to have my glass of wine. So it puts me into that kind of mode to really commit to a cleanse. Plus, you get that skin that just comes to be glowing, and you lose a little bit of weight if that's what you want. All these things. It's just it's what you feel after is the thing, like, oh my God, why I don't do this more often. It's, in the beginning, it's hard, like I tell you right away. But at the end, it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta do it again. You get like to be a detox junkie. You do it all the time.
So Amira has something specific that she's targeting with her cleanse. Sometimes we have those specific things going on in our lives. Sometimes our body gives us other signs. For example, my digestion is not great. My digestion is not regular, right? So letting go of what my body doesn't need anymore is not on a regular clock for me. And that's not necessarily healthy for my body. So that's a sign that I'm taking that maybe it's time for me to do a cleanse to kind of jumpstart my system. People who have a hard time sleeping, and you're on this irregular sleep pattern, you're having a really hard time getting yourself onto a schedule. This may be a sign that your body is giving you that you should be cleansing or detoxing. People who have high levels. You may have high levels of toxicity in your system that your body is trying to signal to you that it needs to let go of some things. We need a little bit of help. Your skin is very often a flagship for things that are going on internally. So if you have any skin irregularities that maybe you're breaking out for some reason and this isn't a normal thing for you. Maybe there are other things going on with your skin that it's not a normal thing. That could be your body sending up a flag saying our internal organs need a little bit of help. We need some assistance here. And I've had some pushback sometimes from people when I bring up the idea of cleansing, when I bring up the idea of detoxing. I get a lot of people who say things like, oh, you don't need to do that because your body already does these things. That's what your kidneys do. That's what your liver is for. That's what your digestive system does, right? Our body already has these mechanisms in place. We don't need to do anything else on top of that. But I want to ask, show of hands, how many people here are related to someone who has had cancer? How many people here know someone with an disorder? How many people here know someone who has had stones or passed before? So why are these things happening if our body is already designed to filter everything and it's this beautiful, and it is, don't get me wrong, I love my body, I cherish my body, our bodies are resilient, they are amazing. Sometimes they need a little bit of help, okay? Our bodies were not designed with the 5,000 new man-made chemicals that were released in the last year, okay? Our body does not necessarily know how to filter out all of these toxins that are coming from unnatural sources. So these are some of the reasons that I like to cleanse, okay? Heavy metals is one of the reasons that I like to cleanse, okay? Yes, Dahlia, you're saying yes, yes. Do you have experience with this, or?
No, I have a friend who almost died because of
Oh, wow. So heavy metals like to accumulate in the brain. So we can imagine if we have all of these.
Well, that's all I could show for today due to this content being more exclusive in nature. All you got to do is send me an email and I can give you the free full-length version, which is about an hour long, of pure detox education. No strings attached. Hey, how about that? If you liked what you saw so far, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more video updates in the future, make sure to smack that subscribe button too. And I'll see you in the next video.